The idea of cruising through the African wilderness, just feet away from lions, elephants, or even an unpredictable hippo, sounds like a dream adventure. But when you're within striking distance of nature's most powerful predators, things can take a terrible turn. Here are 25 times African safari trips went horribly wrong. Number 25. Elephant Shows Tour Van Who's Boss. A tourist van learned the hard way that you don't mess with a 6-ton elephant. The massive bull was already showing signs of irritation as the safari group watched him, but nobody expected what happened next. This giant decided to give these visitors a personal demonstration of elephant strength. Walking straight up to their van like it was nothing more than a toy, the tourists inside froze as the elephant towered over their vehicle. Without breaking a sweat, this powerful giant began pushing against the metal frame, making the whole van creak and shift. Just to put things in perspective, this is the same strength these animals use to knock down full-grown trees. The tourists could only watch and hold their breath as the elephant basically played with their vehicle. Lucky for everyone involved, the elephant decided he'd made his point. He backed off, leaving behind a van full of people who'd just gotten the wildlife lesson of their lives. Number 24. Terror in the Streets. A quiet morning in an Indian village turned into scenes of panic when a leopard suddenly emerged on its busy streets. The powerful predator, confused and aggressive, transformed the peaceful community into a battleground. As the spotted hunter darted through crowded alleys, it left chaos in its wake, attacking both pedestrians and motorcyclists who had no chance to escape its lightning-fast strikes. The village's response showed remarkable human courage. While some residents rushed to shelter, others stepped forward to protect their community. Armed with whatever they could grab, brave villagers formed defensive groups, putting their own lives on the line to shield others from the dangerous cat. Despite facing one of nature's most skilled hunters, they stood their ground. The confrontation lasted until professional wildlife teams arrived to handle the situation. But in those frightening moments, the village showed what humans are capable of when united against danger, turning a potential tragedy into a powerful story of community courage and survival. Number 23. Safari Giant Turns Tables. A safari trip in Kenya's Masai Mara took an unexpected turn when Africa's gentle giant showed its fiercer side. The peaceful scene shattered when a giraffe, standing nearly 20 feet tall, decided these tourists in their vehicle weren't welcome. What started as an amusing encounter turned deadly serious when the massive creature actually caught up with their jeep. These tourists suddenly remembered what many forget. A giraffe's kick can crush a lion's skull with a single blow. Their situation went from entertaining to terrifying as the towering animal followed their vehicle at full pace and got dangerously close. The towering creature loomed over their vehicle, its size now painfully apparent to everyone inside. While giraffes might look peaceful browsing treetops, this encounter showed why even predators think twice before challenging these powerful animals. Number 22. Elephant Turns Traffic Cop. A massive bull elephant decided to conduct his own traffic inspection on an African safari road, and no one dared argue with his methods. The giant turned every vehicle into his personal checkpoint, methodically moving from car to car like a customs agent with a grudge. As tourists watched nervously from their vehicles, the elephant made his authority crystal clear. Standing at over 13 feet tall and weighing several tons, he took his time examining each car, his trunk swaying dangerously close to windows and doors. Nobody moved. Nobody dared to. The elephant's inspection was thorough and deliberate, as if he was searching for contraband in his territory. The road remained his domain until he decided he'd seen enough. Only then did he allow traffic to resume, having reminded everyone that in the African wilderness, An elephant's authority trumps any human's schedule. The massive bull simply walked away, leaving behind a line of tourists who just experienced nature's most impressive traffic stop. Number 21. Defensive rhinos show their power. A tense scene unfolded in an African reserve when protective rhinos decided to stand their ground against approaching vehicles. These massive creatures, guarding a young calf, demonstrated why they've survived millions of years as one of nature's most formidable defenders. Despite their intimidating size, weighing up to 3,000 pounds, these rhinos face a constant threat from poachers. The rhino's aggressive response makes perfect sense. With their species pushed to the brink of extinction by illegal horn hunting, these animals have learned to treat any human presence as a potential threat. Their defensive charge showed both their incredible power and their desperate situation. These giants are fighting for survival in a world where their horns, made of the same material as human fingernails, fetch astronomical prices on the black market. These magnificent creatures, capable of overwhelming almost any threat with their sheer force, still face their greatest challenge from human greed. Their defensive display, while impressive, highlights a tragic reality. Even their tremendous power isn't enough to protect them from extinction. Number 20. Training Day Turns Wild. An experienced safari training team got the lesson of their lives when they encountered an elephant who decided to become the teacher. The peaceful moment shattered when the massive bull elephant made its feelings crystal clear about their presence. Without warning, the giant charged their vehicle with such force it sent the heavy safari car spinning a complete 180 degrees. The team's professional composure broke as they scrambled to regain control of the situation. Despite their extensive wildlife experience, nothing could have prepared them for the raw power displayed by this elephant. In mere seconds, the mighty giant demonstrated why these animals command absolute respect in the wild. Their strength can turn a multi-ton vehicle like it's made of paper. Even seasoned safari experts learned that day that when an elephant decides to make a point, all you can do is respect its power and give it the space it demands. Number 19. Lion's car door lesson. A routine safari drive turned into a heart-pounding moment when a lion decided to test its burglary skills. The massive predator, showing off both its intelligence and raw power, casually approached the tourist vehicle. What happened next left everyone inside frozen. The lion figured out how to operate the car door. Using its natural hunting instincts and incredible strength, the big cat managed to get its paw under the handle. The tourists' initial amazement quickly turned to terror as they realized their critical mistake. They'd forgotten to lock the doors. Inside the vehicle, hearts raced as the lion demonstrated just how easily it could have turned their safari into a very different kind of encounter. Fortunately, the lion's curiosity didn't go further, but the message was clear. These apex predators are smarter and stronger than most people realize. Number 18. Nile River Standoff. A peaceful boat ride near Uganda's Murchison Falls turned into a battle of wits when a massive crocodile decided to test its luck. The ancient predator, spotting what it thought was an easy target, launched itself towards the tourist boat with frightening speed. What happened next showed why experienced guides are worth their weight in gold. As tourists gripped their seats in terror, their guide transformed from tour leader to defender. Armed with nothing but a paddle, he stood his ground against one of Africa's deadliest predators. Each time the crocodile charged, the guide met its attack with a precise strike to its sensitive snout, the thud echoing across the water. But this crocodile wasn't easily discouraged. Time and again, the prehistoric hunter returned, testing different angles of attack. But the guide's experience proved invaluable. Each attempt was met with another strategic paddle strike. The standoff continued until their boat finally pulled away to safety, leaving tourists with an unforgettable lesson about the Nile's ancient guardians. Number 17. Fatal Encounter in Zambia. A devastating incident at Kafue National Park in March 2024 ended in tragedy when what should have been a dream safari turned into a nightmare. Gail Matson, a 79-year-old tourist from Minnesota, was on her long-awaited African adventure when the unthinkable happened. Without warning, a massive elephant charged their safari vehicle, transforming a moment of wonder into one of terror. Eyewitnesses described the horrifying scene as the enraged elephant pursued their truck, despite the driver's desperate attempts to retreat. The powerful giant caught up with the vehicle, using its tusks to flip it multiple times. The violent impact proved fatal for Matson, while 5 others suffered injuries. Her daughter later shared that her mother had lost her life while pursuing her dream adventure. The viral video of the incident captured the raw terror of the moment, with passengers' voices reflecting their growing alarm as the elephant closed in. Zambian authorities have since urged all visitors to maintain extreme caution during wildlife encounters, though they acknowledge such aggressive incidents are rare. Number 16, curious cheetah turns tourist. The world's fastest predator decided to hitch a ride when a cheetah shocked safari goers by jumping straight into their vehicle. This heart-stopping moment unfolded in Tanzania's Serengeti, where a group of tourists were photographing what they thought would be a typical cheetah sighting. The big cat had other plans. After lounging under an acacia tree with its coalition, one cheetah stood up and began a casual stroll toward their jeep. Before anyone could process what was happening, the spotted speedster made an elegant leap, landing right in their back seat. Time seemed to freeze as tourists found themselves sharing their vehicle with one of Africa's most renowned hunters. Following their guide's calm instructions, the group remained perfectly still as their unexpected passenger took a 10-minute tour of their jeep. The cheetah sniffed around curiously, treating the frozen tourists like part of the landscape before gracefully exiting the way it came. It rejoined its coalition, leaving behind a group of tourists with an unbelievable story and racing hearts. Number 15, playful leopard turns predator. A tourist's curiosity nearly turned deadly when they misread a leopard's intentions in Bengal. The encounter started innocently enough, a spotted cat showing interest in a piece of cloth dangling from their safari vehicle. The tourists, charmed by what seemed like playful behavior, made a dangerous assumption that nearly cost them everything. Thinking they could interact with the powerful predator like a house cat, one tourist decided to wave another piece of cloth at the leopard. The big cat's response was explosive, launching itself at the vehicle with lightning speed and incredible power. Its massive paws gripped the car frame as the tourist barely managed to slam the window shut, mere inches from the leopard's reach. The leopard continued its assault on the vehicle, showing exactly why these cats are among nature's most efficient hunters. Only after making it clear who was really in charge did the powerful predator finally lose interest and slink away, leaving behind a group of tourists with racing hearts and a vital lesson learned. Number 14, lion's high-speed pursuit. A peaceful evening safari in Zimbabwe turned into a high-stakes chase when a young male lion decided these tourists weren't leaving his territory without a proper send-off. What started as a distant sighting quickly evolved into a heart-pounding pursuit as the powerful predator fixed his eyes on their vehicle. The lion, appearing uninterested at first, suddenly switched gears and began following their safari truck. As the big cat picked up speed, nervous laughter in the vehicle turned to genuine fear. The tourists urged their driver to move faster, but the determined lion matched their pace with every turn, steadily closing the gap between hunter and hunted. The chase continued with the massive cat showing off its incredible speed and stamina, getting uncomfortably close to their vehicle. Just when the situation seemed most dire, the lion apparently decided he'd made his point and broke off the pursuit, leaving behind a group of tourists with racing hearts and an unforgettable safari story. Number 13, lion handler's near-fatal mistake. A British wildlife sanctuary owner learned the hard way that even years of experience can't tame a lion's wild instincts. Mike Hodge's routine check of his lion enclosure at Marrakeel Sanctuary in South Africa turned into a fight for survival when a massive male lion named Shamba decided to remind him who really rules the territory. The 67-year-old sanctuary founder had entered the enclosure to investigate an unusual smell when Shamba attacked without warning. The powerful predator seized Mike in its jaws, dragging him like prey as horrified onlookers watched helplessly. The terrifying moment, captured on video, showed the raw power of the 400-pound lion as it overpowered the experienced handler. Emergency teams rushed Mike to the hospital with severe neck and jaw injuries. While he survived the ordeal, the incident forced the sanctuary to make the difficult decision to put Shamba down. This attack at Mike's own sanctuary, a place he'd built with his wife Chrissy since 2010 to rescue wildlife, proved that even those who dedicate their lives to these animals must never forget their lethal potential. Number 12. Lions turn car into prey. A safari drive became a survival situation when a pride of lions decided to treat a tourist vehicle like their latest hunt. These apex predators worked as a unit, surrounding the blue car with military precision while the tourists inside held their breath. With every pass, the massive cats got bolder. Their curiosity turned into something more predatory. The lions circled closer and closer, their muscular bodies brushing against the vehicle's metal frame. Inside, tourists watched in terror as these powerful hunters tested every angle of approach, looking for any weakness they could exploit. Each lion moved with deadly purpose, transforming what started as casual interest into a coordinated inspection. The pride continued their intimidating dance around the vehicle, making it clear that only a thin layer of metal separated the tourists from some of Africa's most efficient killers. Finally, unable to find a way in, the lions moved on, leaving behind a group of tourists with racing hearts and a powerful story of just how quickly a safari can turn serious. Number 11. Hippo's waterhole rage. Two wildlife photographers got more than they bargained for when a hippo decided their safari vehicle was too close to its territory. Bill and Linda Clipp from Key West were filming in Botswana's Okavango Delta when their peaceful shoot transformed into a battle for survival. The massive beast erupted from the water without warning, its eyes locked on their vehicle. Following their golden rule to keep shooting, Linda captured the terrifying moment as the enormous creature charged full speed at their car. The hippo's attack was devastating. It slammed into their vehicle and clamped its massive jaws around the door handle, destroying it instantly. As the 3-ton giant tried to flip their vehicle, the couple made a desperate escape attempt. But the enraged hippo wasn't finished, pursuing them with relentless determination. Only after a heart-stopping chase did the massive creature finally give up and return to its waterhole, leaving behind a battered vehicle and 2 photographers with the most dramatic footage of their careers. Number 10. Lion's explosive discovery. A traffic jam turned into a circus when a pride of lions decided to turn Kruger National Park's road into their personal lounging spot. The massive cats sprawled across the warm asphalt, completely unbothered by the growing line of safari vehicles forced to wait on their royal leisure. As tourists watched in awe, one particularly curious lioness decided to spice things up. She sauntered over to the closest vehicle, giving it a thorough inspection like a customs officer on a power trip. But it was what happened next that turned this casual encounter into pure chaos. The big cat, apparently deciding the tire looked tasty, gave it an experimental bite. Her razor-sharp fangs met pressurized rubber, and bang! The sudden explosion sent the startled lioness leaping backward, her dignity slightly deflated along with the tire. The rest of the pride barely lifted their heads at their companion's misadventure, continuing their sun-soaked siesta while the embarrassed lioness tried to play it cool. After all, in lion society, who's going to mention when the queen makes a mistake? Number 9. Filmmaker's fatal encounter. A routine wildlife shoot turned deadly at Glen Afric Farm when acclaimed filmmaker Carlos Carvalho had his final encounter with a giraffe named Gerald. The 47-year-old professional was capturing close-up footage of the massive bull when the peaceful scene suddenly transformed into tragedy. Without warning, the giraffe swung its powerful neck, striking Carvalho with devastating force. The impact launched the filmmaker through the air, causing catastrophic injuries. Despite immediate medical response and an emergency airlift to Johannesburg, Carvalho passed away that same night. His filming agency, Calicrew, confirmed the devastating news that had shocked the wildlife filming community. The lodge's owner, Richard Brooker, later explained that Gerald had displayed typical defensive behavior when Carvalho got too close. The giraffe spread its legs, bent its neck, and delivered the fatal blow, a natural response that led the lodge to keep Gerald at the facility, acknowledging that the animal had acted on instinct rather than aggression. Number 8. Silverback's honeymoon surprise. A dream honeymoon in Rwanda's Volcanoes National Park turned into an adrenaline-filled encounter when a massive silverback gorilla decided to remind tourists who rules the mountain. Damien and Gemma Cosgriff were observing a gorilla family, capturing their incredible dynamics and playful youngsters when the situation dramatically shifted. The dominant silverback, after displaying his power with thunderous chest beats, suddenly focused his attention on Gemma. Her bright pink shirt may have caught his eye, but whatever the reason, the powerful primate charged. The massive gorilla pushed her to the ground in what appeared to be a display of dominance rather than aggression. Damien, equipped with a head-mounted GoPro, captured the entire heart-stopping moment. Fortunately, Gemma emerged unharmed from her close encounter with one of nature's most powerful primates, though the incident left both honeymooners with an unforgettable story. Number 7. Monkey's phone heist. A playful primate at Indonesia's Taman Safari Park proved why you should never underestimate a monkey's curiosity or intelligence. The quick-thinking simian spotted an opportunity when a tourist's phone came within reach, snatching it through the enclosure bars with lightning speed. What followed was pure comedy, as zoo staff attempted various strategies to retrieve the stolen device. Using everything from long sticks to food bribes, they found themselves outsmarted at every turn by the crafty monkey. The primate showed remarkable dexterity, even attempting to grab offered treats while maintaining its grip on its newfound treasure. The standoff reached its climax when the phone finally split into two pieces, the back cover remaining with the monkey, while the screen tumbled into nearby bushes. Staff eventually recovered the damaged device, ending a showcase of just how clever and determined these primates can be when something catches their interest. Number 6. Guides dance with danger. A routine safari drive transformed into a test of nerves when a massive bull elephant decided to charge straight at a vehicle full of tourists. The thundering giant, weighing several tons, barreled toward them with unstoppable force, its ears spread wide and trunk raised in an aggressive display. But one safari guide proved why experience in the African bush is priceless. Instead of panicking as the enormous creature closed in, he remained impossibly calm. Drawing on years of wildlife knowledge, the guide read the elephant's body language and made split-second decisions that would mean the difference between safety and disaster. Through careful maneuvering and perfect timing, he managed to redirect the charging giant's attention. The guide's actions turned what could have been a tragic encounter into a masterclass in wildlife management. Inside the vehicle, tourists watched in amazement as their guide's skill and composure diffused one of Africa's most dangerous situations. Now it's time for today's subscriber pick. People go on safaris to see wild animals, especially lions, but coming face-to-face with one is never part of the plan. This woman found herself in a terrifying situation. According to reports, she stepped out of her vehicle, and out of nowhere, a lion appeared. It attacked instantly, and as she tried to run, her clothes got tangled, leaving her trapped. Fortunately, help arrived just in time. Armed guards and caretakers managed to save her, though she suffered several scars and wounds. Her life, however, was spared. What do you think about this? Share your thoughts in the comments. Number 5. Hyena's surprise visit. A family of safari tourists found their roles suddenly reversed when they became the ones being observed. A spotted hyena, one of Africa's most notorious predators, decided their vehicle needed a thorough inspection. What started as a distant curiosity quickly turned into something more direct as the powerful carnivore approached their car. At first, the hyena's approach seemed casual, almost playful, but the mood inside the vehicle shifted dramatically when the 170-pound predator suddenly leaped onto their vehicle. Hearts stopped as the spotted hunter, known for its bone-crushing bite force, balanced on their car with surprising agility. Through the windows, tourists could see every detail of this powerful predator, from its muscular frame to its distinctive spotted coat. The hyena took its time exploring their vehicle, treating the metal frame like its personal jungle gym. Each movement sent waves of tension through the trapped tourists, who sat perfectly still as the unpredictable animal continued its inspection. After what felt like hours, but was likely only minutes, the hyena finally lost interest and casually hopped down. Number 4. Monkey mechanics gone wrong. A family trip to Knowsley Safari Park turned into an impromptu demolition derby when a troop of baboons decided to give one dad's car their special treatment. The moment they entered the baboon enclosure, these mischievous primates sprang into action with the enthusiasm of overexcited auto mechanics. The baboons went straight for their favorite targets, the windshield wipers and side mirrors. Like skilled mechanics with very different quality standards, they twisted, pulled, and gnawed on every removable part they could find. The driver's mounting frustration and periodic shouts only seemed to encourage their destructive inspection. The primates worked with surprising efficiency, treating the vehicle like their personal jungle gym while systematically dismantling anything they could get their hands on. It was a perfect demonstration of why safari park veterans know to avoid the baboon enclosure unless they're looking for an expensive car makeover. Number 3. Nature's hunt unfolds. A peaceful safari drive transformed into an edge-of-your-seat drama when tourists stumbled upon a leopard in full hunting mode. The spotted predator had locked its sights on an unsuspecting impala, giving onlookers an unexpected front-row seat to one of nature's most intense moments. The leopard's hunting technique was poetry in motion. Each calculated step brought it closer to its prey, its muscular body staying impossibly low to the ground. The big cat's movements were so precise, so controlled, that it seemed to flow like water through the grass. Time stood still as tourists watched the predator close the distance, every muscle in its powerful frame coiled and ready. The atmosphere in the safari vehicle was electric as the drama played out before them. Not a word was spoken as the leopard demonstrated why it's considered Africa's most accomplished hunter. The raw intensity of the moment, predator and prey locked in their ancient dance, left everyone holding their breath, witnessing one of nature's most dramatic performances. Number 2. Buffalo's breaking point. A curious buffalo's approach to a safari vehicle quickly revealed itself as something far more threatening. The massive bull, weighing nearly a ton, showed the classic signs of aggression that experienced guides know all too well. Lowered head, pawing ground, and a determined stride that meant business. These African giants aren't just impressive for their size, they're notorious for their unpredictable temperament and hair-trigger reactions. Years of being hunted by predators and humans have left them perpetually on edge, ready to transform from peaceful grazers to charging tanks in seconds. With the ability to sprint at 37 miles per hour and equipped with skull-crushing horns, they've earned their reputation as one of Africa's most dangerous animals. The buffalo's power isn't just in its individual strength. In herds ranging from 50 to 500, they become an unstoppable force capable of taking down even lion pride. Their combination of mass, speed, and those lethal horns makes them formidable opponents that even experienced big game hunters have learned to fear. When these animals decide to charge, there's only one sensible response: get out of their way, fast. Number 1. Cape Point's highway pirates. The baboons of Cape Point, South Africa, have turned highway robbery into an art form. These clever primates have developed a sophisticated system of car raids that would make professional thieves jealous. When they spot a slowing vehicle, these furry bandits spring into action with military precision, swarming the car before anyone can react. Like a well-trained customs unit, they perform thorough inspections of every vehicle that catches their interest. These aren't random searches. Years of practice have taught them exactly where tourists might hide snacks and valuables. Their efficiency is both impressive and unnerving, as they methodically check every possible hiding spot with practiced ease. The scene along Cape Point's roads often resembles something from an apocalyptic movie. Dozens of baboons line the streets like expectant spectators, waiting for their next target. But don't let their casual poses fool you. These animals mean business. Anyone brave or foolish enough to step outside their vehicle quickly learns why staying inside is rule number one. The baboons' aggressive pursuit of both cars and people has turned this scenic route into their personal hunting ground, where they reign supreme as the undisputed kings of the road. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.